Hello, this is Marshally, and welcome to my garden diary. Today is the 27th of June 2021, and my echinaceas are opening. So, this is one of the first blooms that I've had this year from my echinacea, or it's also called not corn, cone flower. And these are one of my favorite flowers. So this is still newly open, and the next stem has the next one that will go like that. And then we have some other here that are, not opened yet. And even if you go down, there are quite a bit of buds. There are some buds or many buds on this plant here. So this right now it's 75 centimeters tall, I would say. And this particular one is more to the front of the garden, and it's at this position because it planted itself out here. So the echinacea, they plant themselves freely out, and I didn't get to this one. So usually I would plant them more to the side or to the middle or back of the garden, because as you can see they can grow quite tall. But I'll leave this here, and then autumn I'll in autumn or spring, but I think more autumn. So in autumn I'll plant it somewhere else, more to the back of the garden. So this plant is one of the plants that is a must-have in the garden. Um, there are different colors. So this one is the pink type, as you can see. And the more mature it gets, then the petals from the bloom will pull themselves back, and then the middle part will come up like a cone, and that's one of the reasons why it's called cone bloom. So the petals will go down, and the middle part will go up, and that will stay there until I cut it back. And the reason why these plant themselves out is because I leave the dried seed pods on, because the birds really like these. And as you see, these are quite high, as I said, about 75 meters tall. And so it's nice in winter. The birds, it's almost like I don't have to buy seeds for the birds, because then the birds come and eat from the plant here. And because of that, then the seeds just get scattered all over the garden, and that's one of the reasons why they plant themselves out so easily. So the birds like echinacea, the the other pollinators in the garden like them, like the bees and all the other insects also like echinacea. You can also use it to make a tea. I haven't done that quite a lot. I use other plants in the garden, but I haven't used echinacea to make tea as yet. But that is one of the things that I will start doing this year. It's just that there's so many good plants that I use already that I don't use. I can't use all the plants that has medicinal value or that are good for you. There are just so many out there. And that's one of the reasons why I like gardening so much, because there are so many useful plants that are not just good because, or they're not just there because they are beautiful, but they are also very useful medicinally, and they are good for teas, or you can use them in salads and so on. So echinacea is one of those that are good for the garden. They're nice to look at. They're also good for the birds, for the seeds later in the year when they're dried, and they are also good medicinally as well. Not only that, but they're also very long bloomers. So these will bloom from now until autumn. And as, as I showed you before, so we have that bloom that is open, and then that one that will open soon, and then we have some more here, and so there it has a staggered bloom. And if I cut back that bloom, then we have the lower ones down here that will grow. So this will bloom for a while, and the blooms, the plant really hang on to the blooms. So it's not a bloom that will just wither and die. These are hardy plants. They are drought tolerant, heat tolerant. This is really a good plant if you might not be able to water a lot. Then this is a good plant to have in the garden. If there's a drought or if it doesn't get watered a lot, then it will not grow so tall. So if you want it to grow tall, then you have to give it some more water. If it doesn't get a lot of water, then it will be maybe half the size that it is now or less. It will survive, and it will still do well if it's not watered. Okay, so they're different. I have the pink type here, but I also have the yellow and the white type that haven't started blooming yet. So as soon as those start blooming, then I will make a video on those because they are also quite nice. I really like the white type as well. Really add a different type of structure and color. I do have other white plants, but the white echinacea, it just looks different because it grows different from the other white plants that I have. So those are also good colors and good hardy plants to have in the garden. So yeah, so I have, as I said, this one planted itself out here right at the front of the garden, and I'll let it stay here for this year, but in autumn I will move it and put it more to the back or to the middle of the garden. And I have some more over this side of the garden. Actually, I cannot say it's one of those plants. It's all over the garden because it's so easy. So I have some more over there. And as you can see, that one that is there is a little bit, it's not as tall as the one that I just showed you. And that's exactly the reason why that I mentioned before, because the one that is at the front gets more water than the one that is here. And this one here is at another stage of blooming than the one that I just showed. And this is interesting. I mean, I think it's the same for all plants, but that is what it looks like when it's just opening. And right there in the middle, there's another one that is also a little bit further along. And that one is getting more of the cone shape. As you can see, the petals are going down, and then the middle part is rising up. Yeah, and this will have quite a bit of blooms on it. So I plan to, this one I'm going to give it some more water because I would like it to grow a little bit taller, and this one will stay where it is. I might just, when I pull up the other one that is at the front, I might just add it to this because this area here is quite finished. I like the way it looks, and the area there just needs to be filled in a little bit more. And yeah, I'm okay with this part of the garden. But the one that is at the front, the echinacea, I might just put it in the middle here so that we'll have a bigger, fuller plant, and then just make sure that I give this area a bit more water. Okay, so that was that for the pink echinacea for today. Let's just see what else is going on in the garden right now. There. So we have quite a bit going on, and then there are also some plants that are still not open yet. Um, Allium still looking nice, adding more character, and yeah, I wouldn't say drama, a little bit of drama to the garden. Our rose bush is going well over there. So let's just quickly look at the side where I have that one large um, marigold. Here, the other bush roses have opened, and this is such a funny one here. Let me go here. So, all right, so all the roses in this area are open now, and this particular little one, it's quite a little rose. The roses are little, but look how nice they are. They're very, very mini, small rose buds. So if I try and zoom out, that's what they look like. But yeah, so those are open, and then we also have those over there, those red. They're also small, but a little bit bigger than the ones that are here. Are also open, and the marigold I had to let me turn here. The marigold I had to uh, prune back a little bit because it was invading on the other roses over there. So I just cut it back. But as you can see, there are quite a lot of blooms on this here. Uh, so that's that part of the garden. And from this side, we can see what's going on in this little area. It's quite a small area, and everything will fill themselves out. But I'm happy with the way it is right now. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.